What's up guys, my name is Tiara aka Bookworm Babe, and today I am going to be talking about how you can get your hands on more books all while taking it easy on your pockets. So I think we can all agree that books can sometimes be very expensive. They can range anywhere from, you know, $10 on average going up to like $30, $35, and that again is just for one book. So if you are, you know, really wanting to read a couple books that are all like $20, $25, $30, I mean, those three books might run you close to $100. And you know, we are still in the pandemic, money is tight for a lot of people, and aside from even the pandemic, prior to all of this, money can still be very difficult for people who want to get their hands on books, and maybe you know, prefer to own things instead of going to the library. So I want to share with you guys 5 ways that I like to get my hands on books, all while again taking it easy on my pockets. So let's jump into it. So the first way that I'll share, and this is probably going to be like the most simplest one, is to just ask around and see who has a shelf you can raid, basically. So if you're over at a friend's house, if you're over at, you know, your aunt's house, your partner's house, whatever the case is, and they have, you know, a bookshelf, take a look. Ask them if you can borrow a book, or if you can take a look at their shelf and see if there's anything that you're interested in. And this is a great way to get your hands on some new reads, and of course it doesn't cost you anything. You know, a lot of the times too, for me, like my boyfriend's at his house, their bookshelf is great. There's so many good books on the shelf, so I've borrowed books from his shelf a few times as well. And again, there's like great picks that I'm just be sitting there and I'm noticing, and I'm like, wait a second, you have, you know, so-and-so, you have this and this, and can I borrow it please? So again, this is a way you get your hands on some new reads and you don't have to spend any money, and genuinely never know what someone has on their shelf. It might surprise you. You might find some like really good things. I had found that even in my grandma's home a couple years ago, I had never really taken in the amount of books that was there either, and there were like insane titles that I never noticed. Like there was books on like UFOs and conspiracies and just all types of cool things. If you're, you know, into those things, to me they were cool. But again, so check out shelves of the people around you and see what's around, because it really, you never know. My second tip. Prior to the pandemic and a little bit during it, I kind of slowed down on this one just because of everything that was going on, of course, but I loved using a trading app called Buns, and I've talked about it before on my channel in my earlier videos last year, because prior to the pandemic and like coming from like the fall of 2019 into like early last year, 2020, I was doing a ton of bunsing. So it's an app where you trade people things. So for example, I might have let's say I have a full-sized hair product that I didn't open, never used it, and you know, whatever. So I post it on the app, and somebody, if I have in my like things I'm looking for section, I have like books, somebody could say like, hey, I have so and so, do you want to trade for that? And then of course if I'm into the trade, I can do so. So I did that. I did that like crazy. Like honestly, I did it so, like I was constantly bunsing, not just for books, but I was using the app a lot just because it's a great way to get rid of things that you like that you don't need. And if you're sometimes buy and sell can be difficult because you post things and people are, you know, interested in whatever, it's a whole other story. But buy and sell can be difficult sometimes, but trading I found really worked for me. So you can trade things that you don't need to people who need them, and then in return get something that you need back. So I loved that platform, and through it I got a ton of new books. And again, no money spent. You know, you're simply just trading something that you're not using anyway and don't plan on using, and it's great for the whole reuse and recycling things, because instead of just tossing something out or letting it go to waste, again, like you're giving it a second life and somebody else can enjoy it. So the same way people, you know, have books, they sit on the shelves, you're not going to touch them, maybe you didn't like them, or you're just not like a huge book person to say you want to like keep a collection around. Somebody like moi is happy to take those books that I'm interested in off your hands. So I think this app is available in like, I know it's available for sure in Toronto where I'm from, and I think it is available in other cities as well. Like, it depends, but even if the app isn't, check like Facebook groups and things like that, because I think there's always going to be like groups or ways that you can kind of work around this if you're not able to use the app. But I would highly suggest this one because it has done me wonders. The third thing that I'm going to suggest, and this one might be a little bit like depending on who you are and like what kind of reader you are, but there are a lot of publishers who have influencer programs, and they will, you know, every season sends you a form where you can pick from different arcs, which are advanced reader copies that you might be interested in. And of course, because they are like limited in quantity, but if they're able to fulfill your request, they will send you those books to read. And it's free to sign up for an influencer program. You usually just have to fill out a form, send in an email, whatever. You know, kind of takes a little while to get the ball rolling, but once you do, it's really great. If you're not necessarily a like you know, just a reader who likes to go one after another and stuff like that, and you kind of just like to take your time and just read when you're in the mood to. And if you happen to be a blogger, obviously it helps because they want you to share your reviews of the books as like the incentive of sending you free work. But it's a great way to get your hands on free books. And of course they are, you know, up and coming titles. So if you're really interested in like new books, like forget the books that are already existing, but you're really interested in getting your hands on titles that haven't been released yet and things of that sort, I would definitely suggest checking out some influencer programs. HarperCollins, they are a huge publisher, and I'm sure a lot of you probably know about them, but they have an influencer program. I am part of it, and I totally love the fact that, you know, as the publishing season goes on, I can get my hands on some new reads. So definitely check that one out as well. So those first 3 tips were ways you can get your hands on free books, but if you do have a little bit of money to spend, but of course you're not able to buy things at full price, these last 2 will help you out in that section. So number 4, here we have thrift stores. I never really used to be into this, but I recently got into it from last year, and thrift stores, honestly, you can't sleep on them, because the thing is, I'm very much someone who loves new books. I like them uncreased, untouched, everything, which is why I love to have books that are brand new. But thrift stores are so cool because you never know what you're gonna find. And I got my hands on some classics last year, literally from thrift stores, and I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. So, for example, I have Great Expectations. This is Charles Dickens, and you can even like see it. This is a very, very like classic copy. I'm not sure what year this was probably published in. If you are a collector of classic literature, I honestly can't like stress thrifting enough. And then I had also got this treasury of like poems. This is also what it looks like. It's pretty small. It's really cute. But again, like it is, God knows. I had tried my best to look it up, and I think from what I gathered, it was printed in likely like 1902 to 1906, something around there. But yeah, as you can see, it is obviously very, very vintage. But if you are into the classics, if you're into collecting, and even if you're not and you still want just like newer reads, thrifting is great. You can get books for super, super cheap. These are seriously like exciting pieces in my collection, and I was so blown away at like how old they were. And even though I can't put my hands on the exact years, I just like, I'm a history nerd. I say that all the time. You guys probably know about me, but seriously, like I love it. It's so cool to be able to own pieces like this. And this was just from me kind of opening my eyes to thrifting and being like, okay, you can't get everything brand new, but you can score some really cool things in good condition. So yeah, definitely try thrifting if it is available to you right now, you know, with lockdown and stuff like that. If you're able to access those things, I would give it a try for sure. A very final tip would be, again, this is if you have a little bit of money to spend but you're trying to be very budget conscious, is try Facebook groups and buy and sell groups of books. All my Toni Morrison books, I think I have almost all of her books, except for maybe I'm missing like 2 or 3, but I had got them off, just off like buying them off somebody, and it was like a lot of her books, and I paid probably like, I think I paid like $15, and I had got a good like little stack of books, like all Toni Morrison books, and if I had bought them brand new, that would have ran me like triple that exact to, you know, own those books. And they were in great condition. I honestly can't complain. They looked really good, as far as I can say. And for $15 to get your hands on even like 3 or 4 books is insane, because chances of market price is double that. So again, like the value was great, and it's Toni Morrison, so I was so excited to get my hands on those, and it was a great deal that of course was super friendly on my pockets. So definitely check out different Facebook groups, check out different buy sells that are specific to like books or even just like marketplace in general, because again, like some people, when it comes to books, because books can be very tricky when it comes to buying and selling, they're not like the most popular thing that people buy nowadays, like secondhand even, I find, but sometimes people are just trying to get them out of their home, they want their space back or whatever the case is, they're trying to clear up things. So you can get a ton of great like titles that you're looking for, and you can get them very cheaply. And sometimes even just if it's like a one-off, you're just looking for one specific book, again, like buy and sell, when it comes to books, the resale price is all like way lower than like the market price. So a book that went for 30 bucks and you bought it full price, like secondhand, you probably get it for 10 to 15 bucks depending on who's selling it to you. But highly suggest checking out groups if you are okay with spending a little bit of money but you want to get like some bang for your buck, basically. Well, that is it for me today, guys. Those are my 5 tips to get you some new reads, and again, while taking it easy on your pockets. I don't know how it is for other people in different cities, but in Toronto we are, I mean, nothing's open, pretty much everything is closed. We're in like a lockdown, so I mean, a lot of us have extra time on our hands, so, and if you've been looking for something more productive to do, or you just really want to get your hands on some new books, but again, like money is tight, definitely try out these tips and see how they work for you. I hope they do work for you. These were things that really helped me out over the last couple of years as I've been building my book collection and just really like focusing on my reading and things like that. Next week I'm going to be back with my April wrap up. April has been such a busy month. I don't know if it's just me, but it has been flying by, but I feel like I'm accomplishing so much this month, and I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what May brings, because I think May is gonna be even better, to be honest. And hopefully, you know, I don't know how the world's gonna be, but hey, we'll see. So like I said, guys, that's it for me. Take care and stay safe, and I will see you guys next week in my next video. Bye!